Oh boy. All right. I recently filtered out some of the stuff on Steam. So let's look at the bottom of the barrel. The least expensive games that you can find on this thing. I spent, about $7, got about 85 games. Um, let's see. Got about 85 games for $6 or something. Absolutely bonkers. So this is nonlinear text quests, a um, a, uh, uh, a series of textual adventures. This bundle has two, and then a demo for another one. So I've seen screenshots, and I'm already uh, in love. So let's go through one of them. I a monster? So what's the? You have become a werewolf, but that beastly appearance is not as dangerous as the beast growing inside you. Are you a monster or a human? That is the answer you need to discover. This is you can't beat this. I don't have any idea what I am. I have no idea what the story will be or how I will figure out if I am a monster or a human. Which I guess is in addition to the werewolf that I am just factually. I'm factually a werewolf, but I also might be a monster or a human. You notice that wolf. Okay, there's a little screenshot. Um, all right, start. Okay, English version, Russian version, load game, credits, options, exits. Our games. Okay, English version. Yeah, monster. You woke up, lying on the pavement. The full moon had already shown up from behind the roof and was shining brightly on your face. Not a single soul was around. Weird, how long have I been lying here? Nobody even called an ambulance? You thought to yourself, slowly walking along the street. In the distance, you heard the sound of sirens. You turned around the corner and faced a group of people. Wolf! Wolf! Someone screamed. People rushed in all directions. Saving yourself from the beast, you ran together with them. You looked back a couple of times, full of fright, expecting to see an open, toothy mouth, but there was nothing behind you. Finally, you decided to separate yourself from the mad group and turned into an alleyway and hid behind a garbage can. You carefully looked from behind the cover and saw two policemen. They were walking right towards you. Damn, this is some sick music. The wolf really is here then, you thought to yourself, growing cold with fear. You nervously began to look around. Suddenly you saw something dark and hairy by the opposite wall. Your heart thumped loudly, and your ears were ringing in fear. The next moment, in spite of the panic clutching at your chest, you made a frightening discovery. On the opposite wall, you were looking into a mirror that someone had thrown away. The reflection in it was yours. "I'm a monster!" you screamed with despair, but the police officers heard only a terrifying howl. It became clear that they were coming to kill you. You needed to run. But where? To the left and right there were houses. Behind them was a 3-meter concrete fence, and a bunch of armed men in front of it. Okay, do we run through the police or jump over the fence? We are running through those pigs. Let's go. Oh my god, we've got a butt. You decided to bet on the element of surprise and jumped out from the cover. You rushed away by long jumps. The policemen held back because of the suddenness, but in a few seconds gunfire sounded. Suddenly, the moon disappeared behind the clouds. You were lucky that the street lights were out and pitch black darkness covered the neighborhood. You almost managed to reach a safe place when suddenly one of the bullets hit you. You squealed in agony, and after covering a few more yards, dropped on the spot. "We need to check it out. Everybody, come with me," ordered one of the policemen. Moving extremely cautiously and holding their guns ready to shoot, the cops approached the place you fell. "It's clear, guys. There's some naked redneck here. Maybe we hit him while we were shooting at the beast? Call an ambulance." I mean, they don't know that it's a werewolf. They just think it's a wolf. So, although I don't know why, like, this doesn't look like a redneck. It's a naked dude with a festival badge or something. An ID card. Where did he come from? I bet he visited somebody's wife and her husband came home early, so he jumped off the balcony. What's there on his neck? Looks like a cell phone. That's actually, it's not an ID badge of any kind, it's a cell phone. Ugh. Looks like a cell phone. Poor devil. If I were in his shoes, I'd have grabbed my shorts. The ambulance arrived quite fast. The doctors verified the death of the victim, then took the body and drove it to the morgue. Am I dead? One choice and I'm dead? Oh my lord. You woke up because of the bright light that was coming even through your closed eyelids. You were lying on something hard and cold. When you partially opened your eyes, you saw a man wearing a medical mask. He tried to take the cell phone off your neck. When he noticed that you were looking at him, the pathologist shuddered and began to move back with his eyes bugged open. Oh, what? Okay, we got two options. Do we eat the pathologist or do we eat the corpse? I mean, sorry, buddy. We're eating. Holy moly. When you sensed a panicked terror coming from the pathologist, you felt blood raging in your veins and your stomach began to rumble. You suddenly burst into your beastly fur and muscle once again and caught the medical worker in the corridor. You attacked him from behind, pinning him down and biting through his throat in the blink of an eye. There wasn't much time. Half of the building must have heard his screams. After swallowing a few pieces of meat, you felt your strength quickly returning. Ah, fresh meat. On your way out, you scared a cleaning woman half to death and finally left the building. Soon the pain abated. You was astonished to find out that your bullet wound had closed. You were running down the night streets as fast as you could, and soon the many-storied buildings gave way to small, private houses. You found a broken, half-ruined shack and decided to wait there for dawn. You curled yourself up into a ball and fell asleep. The morning chill woke you up at the crack of dawn. You snuck into the neighboring courtyard and took a shirt and a pair of trousers off their clothesline. You quickly got dressed and headed toward the highway. You felt like yourself again, with the exception of feeling heavy remorse about the pathologist. But the most important question was what or who made you turn into a werewolf. You was absolutely sure that no animal bit or even scratched you. You were confused. As ill luck would have it, there were no cars on the road when you badly needed to get home. Moreover, you were hungry again. You saw a bar for truck drivers behind the trees and decided to go there. Are they gonna give us the option to do the jukebox? Jeez, is that me? Am I in the left? Are they using a consistent model? I feel like there wasn't hair like that or hair at all. Was there hair at all? Or hair like that? I don't feel like that's me. This just this napkin holder driving me mad. What is this? Is that a watermelon or what kind of bar is this? You sat at a table and then with frustration remembered that you had no money. You absent-mindedly checked the trousers pockets and found a wrinkled note. They were just washed. That should suffice for a cup of tea. Your privacy was interrupted by a bearded man in a checkered shirt who sat at your table. Okay, so I'm on the left. And this guy's on the right. Oh. This napkin holder, they got like 3 napkins in there. You gotta refill that after every sit down. Good morning to you, said the man. Okay, so there's another. Is this a mirror? No, there's different patterns. So there's just another watermelon over there. And like, my face is just disgusted. I am fed up. Oh my god. Good morning to you, said the man. You didn't want to talk. You unwillingly nodded in response with a dissatisfied grimace on your face. Had a rough morning? The bearded man kept asking. Hell yeah, you snapped. Splendid, cried the man. You are a typical werewolf. What? You didn't understand. You see, I didn't work as a truck driver my whole life. Actually, I'm a philosopher. But living on a teacher's salary, he sighed. Anyway, so see you. I somehow remembered a mythical creature, a werewolf. Nobody bit me, you said, though you weren't sure why. I'm really not sure why people haven't bitten me. I go about my day, I figure at some point somebody's gotta bite me. I'm not sure why it hasn't happened yet. Nobody bit me. That is not necessary to become one, said the man, happy to find you finally opening up to conversation. You were all ears. It is enough to just put a wolf pelt on, pronounce a spell, and the job is done. Oh, well, I did that. I don't remember getting bit by anyone, but I definitely put on that wolf pelt, did some spelling, and then bam. Next thing I know, I guess I'm a werewolf. I don't know why though. I just put on the wolf pelt and I did a couple spells. I'm not sure what happened. A waitress brought some tea, but you were deep in thought. You recollected that a few days ago you visited the country home of an acquaintance of yours, and you actually tried a wolf pelt on there. You say, a wolf pelt, huh? I don't know. And the most interesting part, the philosopher continued, the best way to kill such a werewolf is to drive a hawthorn stake into him. I see you don't want your tea. I'll drink it while it's warm. After those words, the man took the glass and took a large gulp before you could stop him. So this image we've been looking at the whole time has just now occurred on this screen. But it's been up here for like 5 or 6 clicks. Ah, wonderful. You should have drunk the tea. It's very good. You turned purple with rage, stood up and nearly ran out of the bar, trying not to hear what your new acquaintance was saying behind your back. Turned purple with rage. You decided to take rest in the neighboring grove, and in the evening go visit the scoundrel who had put a spell on you. You hid in the shrubs and fell asleep, lulled by the peaceful buzzing of bees. Did I visit a friend? And that's where the wolf pelt thing happened? Because I didn't say any spells while I had the wolf pelt on, so I guess he's assuming that his friend cursed him, hexed him, or whoever's house I was at. I read it, but I don't remember what I read. Oh my lord. I love the smoothness of every 3D aspect here, except for this one little staircase. We got a staircase. When your dreams released you, it was all. When your dreams released you. That's a cool way to say woke up. Oh, I'm sorry I'm late, boss. My dreams didn't release me that early today. They were holding me hostage. You know how it is. When your dreams released you, it was already dark. You were starving. You left your shelter and noticed the philosopher leave the bar. Anger seized you like a whirlpool. I'm purple and I am seasoned like a whirlpool. I got anger and purple and those whirlpools. Seasoned me like a whirlpool. So I slept all day in this grove, and the philosopher guy is just chilling at the bar, drinking tea the whole time. Oh my god. No! Oh. I can't just keep eating everyone, right? But like, so he's a werewolf, presumably, right? He didn't outright say it, but let's try to eat this guy. Oh my god. What's he doing? I'm hoping he just drank a lot of tea. The bearded man turned to face the wall and stood still, probably taking a leak. You silently sneaked up on him and waited until he turned around. Then you jumped on the tea lover's chest and bit him to death before he could even squeak. You jumped on the tea lover's chest and bit him to death before he could even squeak. After you'd gorged yourself on the lavish meal, you jogged to the house of your enemy, trying to keep closer to the cover of the trees. Oh. Alright. I'm just jogging to the house of my enemy, you know. That's some gentle keys right there. That can lull me to sleep. I like this music. To take a shortcut, you just had to go through the forest. Okay. Is it possible for there ever to be a shortcut between any 2 points that involves going into a forest? Because, I'd imagine going around the forest is probably better than taking a shortcut through a forest in any given circumstance. Forests are no good. To take a shortcut, you just had to go through the forest. Soon, you noticed 2 paths. It would be more convenient to take one of the paths, but which one to choose? I'll take the path that's going to my enemy's house. That's the only requirement. Is one of them going to my enemy's house? You sniffed the paths. Some new but very familiar smell lured you to the right. Okay, I mean, I guess I'll go Wolfiness 2, HP 4. I've never noticed this. Has this been down here the whole time? Wolfiness 2, HP 4. Alright, let's turn right. This is a trick. A new smell? I've smelled so many things in my life. What could be a new smell that's enticing? You turned right. It seemed that the forest became thicker. The smell that lured you became stronger. There was obviously some rustling in the shrubs. You stopped, waiting for something to come through. Another wolf slowly went out of the shrubbery on the forest road right in front of you. A she-wolf, to be precise. Who are you? You quickly asked. I'm a werewolf, just like you, she answered. After my transformation, I hid myself here, so we live here all together now. Are there many of you? You asked in surprise. No, just 5. You can stay with us, she proposed. It sounded quite tempting, but you wanted to know why you were enchanted and to take your revenge. Yeah, it's a good offer, but I'm just kind of curious why I was enchanted and if I can take my revenge. I need to finish some business first, you said, but maybe I'll be back. After those words, you ran off. Soon you faced one more fork in the road. Left. You decided to turn left. Suddenly, you heard a slight rustle. Somebody was coming towards you. You hid in the shrubs and saw a late-night traveler. He was walking along the path, fearfully looking around. You had no time to deal with him, so when he passed, you ran further. Your animal senses told you that your enemy's house was close. You increased the pace. I spared someone. They had no involvement. They were innocent. I mean, I know the pathologist was innocent also, but... You finally the angle of these mushrooms is insane. These ones, are they even actually, sticking into anything? This mushroom is behind the tree. It's just this... You finally approached your enemy's house. You recognized a heavy-set, large mansion with a neglected garden that smoothly blended with the forest that you came from. Its cast iron fence was all covered in twinning paths. Its cast iron fence was all covered in twinning plants, and the forest trees stood very close to it. You slowly began to creep towards the entrance. Suddenly you heard roaring, and a wolf with open muzzle appeared in front of you. That was a large beast, bigger than you. You prepared to fight, but the monster did not attack. He loudly drew air in through his nose and spoke to you. Who are you? Where did you come from? The owner of this house made me look like this. I came to settle the score with him, you honestly answered. Did you try on that wolf skin too? Asked the beast, much softer this time. Yes. He transformed me the same way. Now I'm something like a watchdog to him, the werewolf said sadly. I can never become a human again. Do you have a chance? I don't know, but I hope so. You remembered your recent encounter and exclaimed, Why don't you go to the forest? And roam alone there? No. You can live in the wolf pack that I just saw there, you suggested. Really? You told the poor fellow where to find other werewolves, and he immediately ran to the forest to join them. The path was free. Whoa. Why? That's... okay. Alright. This wallpaper's kind of... I don't know. There were no more obstacles. With a sinking heart, you entered the house. You could smell your enemy's scent everywhere. Your acute beastly hearing detected some noise coming from the room on the second floor. You instantly felt a burst of rage. You wanted to kill him when suddenly wind brought the forest smell through the window. You remembered the feeling of freedom and strength while you had been a wolf. The understanding that you don't want to part with the wolf came to your mind. You bit his arm and ran into the forest. Let him feel some of the suffering you felt because of him. That was fair.